And then next is dispatch school. This was interesting.
Yes, we get some money from the state, from the M911 emergency funds that we can use for training every year for our civilian dispatch personnel. And using this $14,000 actually from, I believe it's from 09 and 10, or perhaps 10 and 11, we're going to take that amount and host a school. The school is actually going to encompass some state mandated training that's been recently handed down. And by us hosting it, not only do we get to make sure all of our 15 inside personnel are trained, but we're going to also have 24 available slots for any other agencies to come into the school, which we've already got some interest in it, and we'll actually be able to make money and replace some of the funding.
Now, when you say 15, are those all
Our civilians,
Civilians.
our call takers, our dispatchers, our jail personnel.
okay?
Those people are not sworn?
They are not sworn. They are not police officers. They're
Do
civilian
they wear
uniforms.
uniforms?
Pardon me?
Do they wear uniforms?
They wear a different uniform with a different identification.
And now those people already have some kind of a certification, correct? So this is like keeping them updated?
Some of them do have a natural certification, say for emergency medical dispatching, that type of thing, but some of them do not. And the state's doing a great thing by mandating all agencies they're dictating what the training is, whether it be customer service, emergency call handling, suicidal subjects, that type of thing. They're actually mandating it every 2 years. We're going to have to go through something like this. So it's going to be more regimented, and it's a good thing. It's a good program.
Yeah. Okay. All right, next is, this is dangerous buildings. Any questions on this?
Yeah, there's no backup on this that I can find.
You're right, Councilman, I had approved that, and I was supposed to get that from Jamie, and I forgot to get the pronouns of that, so we'll get that.
Email?
Yeah, I can probably grab that if you want.
Okay, you want the bid, just the bid summary?
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, we'll go to.
We good, Madam Chair?
Yes.
And with these, again, you know, the dangerous buildings, this is enforcement. This is under the emergency process because of the condition that both of these two homes in Wilke. Beverly, we all know about, that's the firehouse in front of Hoover. We're hoping to have that done before school starts. We don't have to go through that again. But Wilke is another one. There's really not much. I think seems like the whole wall's missing on one side. It's stacked with mattresses. This is unfortunately a fire waiting to happen.
Terrible.
So it's really bad condition. So these are operating under the emergency demolition ordinance where we're just signing, using mayor authority to sign off on it versus going to the dangerous buildings ordinance. The dangerous buildings ordinance process, I mean, as it stands, I mean, it took us nearly 3 years to get the batch that were approved in late 2009 to get through all of that, to get those done. So any of these that you come across that are out there that are severely, again, a hazard to the public, we can address them in a manner that they need to be taken care of as quick as possible. So we have bids related to this. We do have an outstanding check related to insurance and the fire insurance that Jamie's been holding related to Beverly. So we get that for whatever, doesn't offset the entire cost, but offsets most of it. And then obviously whatever additional would get billed back to the property owner. We also have a 30-day notice period, so even though we've gone out for bid, we're exercising this process. We also, send them a letter, notice them, give them 30 days to do something about it ahead of time. So we have a couple other ones out there. There's one that, if you recall, we brought to council and approved that someone was going to purchase the property for demoing that property. We're waiting for them to execute that. If we don't, then we may need to proceed. I think that was already done through dangerous buildings, but we might need to proceed because they are taking care of our end of the bargain situation.
So are these properties still then the property of the owner? Or?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, but
They just get the bill. They'll get the
level the
final
building.
bill. It'll go, if they don't want to pay it, then it gets added to the tax bill. As a lien with anything else.
No basements? Do they have basements?
I'm not sure on both. Beverly May, I think over there, Beverly May, Wilke, I think is.
There's some holes
Just a clarification on the ordinances I gave you earlier, John just pointed out, we covered this one. One came in one attachment. So the grass cutting is actually in there in the second page, that's the one with the red and blue print. But the first,
We don't have colored print. We do?
it's on the back pages.
Oh, gotcha, sorry.
But the first one, the front cover of the stapled section, that's a new ordinance that John drafted all together. That's just a blight ordinance. So it's more of a general, to control everything, not only grass and weeds, but also cars, vacated, stuff that's out there, adding that whole new section. That's why I kind of missed it, because there wasn't any red lines in there. I'm sure we added there.
Junk cars, rubbish, things of that nature.
So there's three, so we'll tackle them in C, D, and E then.
C, D, and
I'll
E?
separate those. So you
Okay.
have, the first one,
The first one is C, and then,
right, ordinance to amend sections 148
Would
through
be E?
2150, D,
oh, that would be D?
and then E would be 48, 123.
You're saying you want to separate this one from the other one? Yeah. Correct.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna go now to the GDA property maintenance. The same company that's been doing it.
Again, just like last week, last meeting, there's a built-in extension in these, annual purchasing for the year. So
But are they doing a good job? Are they getting it done?
DDA didn't seem to be an issue on this because again, it's a
Alright.
maintenance schedule. It's not, it's not giving them a list of cuts that need to take place. It's a maintenance schedule. So, and talked with him today, he was in meeting with Jamie about the cuts that were behind. If he's on a maintenance schedule, if he just assign people to, make those cuts, that's a whole different situation than, but I think, talking to other foremen, they kind of think that he waits and tries to get some pool in an area together so we can kind of send one group out to tackle multiple. That doesn't work for us.
No.
So we're dealing with.
So that can be worked out with him in a little better fashion?
Yeah, because I think again, once we get to a maintenance schedule, so DDA is not an issue.
All right, so next is the paid invoice report. Any questions on that? Okay, payroll. And then the carnival license, Cindy sent us some documentation for that in the email.
Madam Chair, on 16, it says motion to approve extension. I noticed that. I'm doing a probably scratch on this, I'm sorry.
Yeah, can you do that, Jill?
Got it.
Someone must have typed in the motion. It'll put it in automatically if you don't. Would that happen? All right, let's see, the carnival license, and then we have the Steelers Youth Group for charitable gaming, and then the Kiwanis. And that's it. Anything on the minutes or the agenda? As far as the minutes from that one meeting with the management item, are we gonna amend that in the clerk's office? How did you got an email on that, but I didn't hear back from you.
Can I have one?
It was the numbers you gave us, but, and we only discussed one case, remember?
Correct, yes. Change the number to the first officer. You got something from Sheila, didn't you, Cindy? Okay,
Quick,
that's fine.
quick things to do
I don't
for
know if
everybody.
those minutes have been, I
Um,
think they're online, but
Cheryl,
we can change it. Yeah.
working with Big, kind of narrowing down the final demo phase of the building, but the fireplace room that was to be saved, they can't finish demoing the two east and west portions of the building until we do some structural things in there, so they're working on kind of finalizing the numbers and the things, but we also recognize from the open air concept that there will be some savings. The hope is to be there the next meeting, have kind of review some of that stuff. It's a short study session, so obviously we'll double check and see what kind of review time that we have to kind of bring it forward and let you know where we're at, and probably, the first part of, so looking into phase 2 of that, which is the starting the construction, will probably be like an A and a B, because some parts of the structure or, phase 2 will need to be done in order to finish the demolition part of it. Because we can't just tear the walls down and let that thing floating out there because they really think it's floating. That's
Could
on the
we-
original
could we-
structure, it
could
doesn't
we
have steel under it.
Meet
so-
out over there and look at it, like when we had to go to the sports class and look at what had to be done, like, could we all meet there and see what's going on, or, and then have them kind of walk us through it? Because I would like to just see what's going on. Are you saying they can't save the fireplace, or they're
No,
gonna
they
have to
can.
redo it?
We need to put some structural steel in there. They've worked
Okay.
out some different designs and things that we want to do, so I want to have them
That's good.
pitch those and kind of see where we're at.
Here, on the community inputs report, I know that you guys approved the Laura Productions thing for Timco for $15,000, but there's $1,000 disbursement here.
That's probably that's their special event. They paid that, so that's their special event reimbursement. It's mine. We didn't pay anything else to them, so that's my guess. That's a,
What is
or
it?
is that your?
That would be the Sportsplex was one of the sites, Charlie Stop, that we had to pay and to be the sponsor
So
of
is that outside of the
Yeah,
$15,000, or is
Yeah,
that?
that would have been our fee to participate, to have a trolley stop there and be a location to sell the wristbands for the trolley. That would have been TSX itself. And our hope was, and we don't have all the final numbers, but our hope was we had 2 car clubs parked there, so we got the parking revenue plus the concessions, and people who went in and ate concessions and that, so.
Thank you.
Was it a pretty good day, that day, for concessions, you know?
I mean, we're at the end of the stop, so learning about that we would need, we would
Detailed
need more.
coverage out in front of
We need more.
City Hall almost every day. I've never seen anybody, apparently I'm not there at the right time to see where they're going, but
Hockey could probably, in the City Hall, if they've actually been in City Halls on a computer, they're working the system. What are they?
It's called controller, called J system, computer HVAC, yeah.
Correct. The J
There's the one,
system.
J is called controller, one small computer that controls the whole building. That's around what, 40 years old. So they're replacing some of them because some of the building went down. If you remember, like fire department went down, like, so we had to do emergency replacement, police department went down a year ago. City Hall went down, I think, about 4 weeks ago, so that emergency, that's control the whole building, so if it steps down, it has to be fixed.
so it's basically a computer question.
Kind of HVAC, but it's the computer controlling, so they're programming inside IP doing all
Oh,
the
we had
work.
a leak at the system down here at the upper floor, so there's some leaks going on.
There is a mixed thing, so programming plus ongoing maintenance, plus emergency stuff.